Welcome to Redefining Event Registration with evexus. As we researched how to improve the event registration experience for both organisers and attendees, two statistics really stood out to us and guided our thinking. First of all, almost 3/4 of event planners report that they want to simplify the registration process in order to improve the attendee experience. And that's concerning for a couple of reasons. First of all, such a high percentage of event planners feel that their current approach to registration is not as simple as it could be. And secondly, that so many of them are concerned that that is having a negative impact upon the attendee experience. But that is borne out when we consider this second statistic that over 2/3 of event attendees say that a poor registration experience will make them less likely to attend the event at all. Now, considering the importance of events and event revenue to organizations, that is a concerning statistic when you consider the amount of potential attendees and attendee dollars that you might be missing out on because your registration experience is underwhelming and too complicated. So given these factors, evexus has taken the approach of looking to create a simple, powerful approach to event registration that truly puts you in control. Our inline registration approach has a number of characteristics which we're going to look through in more detail in a moment. And after a lot of study and research and comparison, we're confident that by using the evexus approach, you'll be able to save up to 70% of your time compared to other systems. So let's dig in and start taking a look at the evexus registration module. We're now looking at the control panel within the evexus system. And from here, you can see that you can launch any and all of the different modules that are part of your evexus subscription, including our registration module. So here we are looking at the registration setup for one of our test events, the World Congress on Medical Oncology. For us, it's all about simplicity and control. A couple of aspects to point out straight away as we're looking here at this screen. Firstly, we've designed a whole module so that it sits on one page, as you can see. Having heard feedback from lots of event organizers that they get frustrated with having to move between different pages and then needing to jump back from 5 screens because they realized that at step 7 that actually they needed some information from step 2 or needed to tick a box on step 3. We've listened to that and we've created the evexus setup so that all you need is here on the one page. And as you move across the different registration elements, as you can see, you don't jump around, you stay on the one page. You've always got summary information available to you, and it's quick and easy. We've also looked for every opportunity to save people time, and we found a few ways in which we're able to do that. First of all, you're able to clone many different aspects within the registration module. So whether it be attendee groups, forms, ticket types, or even entire registration setups, you can save time by cloning it and then just tweaking the bits that you need. And I'll show you how to do that in a second. As we run our eyes over the screen quickly and get orientated, you can see that here we've got all the various different key elements of your registration setup. Not only does this mean it's very easy to access these elements, but it also provides an intuitive workflow process. And you can work your through step by step by step to create your registration setup. This also helps speed up the learning process. It is quick and easy to learn how to use the evexus system, and you don't need a certification course before you can actually start launching your events. We won't go into every single technical detail within the system right now, but if you do want to do a deeper dive, please do get in touch. But there are a few key aspects that I'd like to highlight right now for you. First of all, as I mentioned, there's our cloning aspect. So let's have a look at an example. If we select our attendee groups, we can then see all of the different attendee groups that we've created here already. This includes not only our event attendees, but also speakers, VIPs. We've even got VVIPs here for our very special guests who are coming along. And then we've also got our sponsors and exhibitors that we can also manage through the evexus system. If I wanted to add a brand new attendee group, I can select the attendee group button here and create them new. But let's say that actually I'm going to want to create a new group that is very similar to our virtual attendees. As we mentioned before, we have our cloning option. So I can clone that, say yes, and then straight away I've got my clone virtual attendees. Come in and edit that. And maybe I can change that to 2-day virtual attendees who are going to attend our conference for both days that we've got planned. I can select whether it's going to be individual registrations or group registration available for this group. I can give it a little description for 2 days. And then I can choose my registration strategy. Registration strategies is something unique to evexus. What we've done is we've taken best practice e-commerce thinking and allowed you to use that in the way that you set up your event registration. So there's 2 options. You can have your payment first, or you can have your forms first. The forms first approach is very similar to typical event registration, where you ask for various different pieces of information from the attendee. Then you get them to select a ticket, and then they pay, and off they go. The payment first approach is based upon the idea that you want to make this transaction for them as quick and as easy as possible and not allow too much time for them to get distracted or have to move on to another task and therefore leave their registration incomplete. So if we select payment first, what that will actually do is ensure that attendees will pay for their registration first and then fill out all the forms. And they can, if they need to, they can come back and fill out those forms at a later date. But the key part is that they're all registered and paid up. And you can select which registration suits you best for different events and for different attendee groups within those events. You're always in control. And obviously, we can decide whether it's going to be visible to attendees or not. If it's visible, that's fine. People will be able to select this attendee group as they go through the main registration approach. If it's hidden, then what it means is that actually you will have to send out a private message to these people in order for them to be able to get access to this registration option. I can see here, I can copy that registration link and send it directly to people who I want to be able to have this attendee group option. We've then got our discount codes. You can create those nice and easily within the system. We've got all of the necessary data protection. It's incredibly important with the new data protection laws and Privacy Act changes that have been made that you are always on the right side of asking people for consent. This is particularly important when it comes to group registrations, where too many registration systems actually ask one group organizer to provide consent for all the different attendees that they are signing up. In line with a lot of new privacy laws, that simply isn't acceptable anymore. And so please do double check to make sure that you're acting in line with the law. Our personal information side is where we can create our forms. As we see, you've already got a few forms created here. Again, if I want to go in and play around with some of these, I can come in and edit, and we can see straight away that we've got our nice, easy drag and drop form builder. We've got the reminder up here at the top that we don't need to include the email field. We've already asked for that as the very, very first step of the registration process. The reason why we do that is because then we've got that contact details for that individual. And if for any reason they're not able to complete the registration process, the system will record that, and then you can choose if you want to go back to that individual, send them an email and remind them that actually they haven't completed registration yet, and provide them with a link to pick up where they left off so they can finish off their registration. That can be particularly effective if you're have got different ticket pricing at different points throughout your registration journey, and you want to make sure that you remind people that maybe that early bird pricing is about to disappear, and people should take full advantage of the reduced fees. Within the builder itself, like I say, it's a simple drag and drop approach. So I'm going to change first name over there, move last name up there. Happy with date of birth and gender there. That's fine. And then what I can do is actually decide, do I want to add another form element? I've got the ability to add in simple text field questions and answers. I can do drop-down lists where I can create custom drop-down lists. Maybe I want to ask them which country they're from. I can do dates, I can do phone numbers, and I can create other sections as well. So it's nice and easy to add all of the questions that I want to capture the information that I need to. One of the key elements as well of the evexus system is that any question at all you ask during the registration process is captured and can be reported on and analyzed using our reporting tool as well. Once I'm happy and I want to just double check how that looks, I can go through first name, yep, last name, that all looks good. Oh, hang on, that doesn't look quite as well laid out as I want it to. So I'm going to go back, edit this little one here, see that it's been set up a little bit incorrectly. Save that, preview it again. Yeah, that's looking much better. So I'm happy with that now. And I can come back, save, and that's all good to go. And one of the nice things you'll see here is that not only can I create as many different types of form as I need to, I can also assign them to different attendee groups. And what that means is that the selected attendee group here, they're the only ones who are going to be asked to complete the questions in this particular form. And that means we can create a truly tailored registration approach that is based upon the answers that are given by your attendee. So they are only going to be asked for information that is relevant for them, and they're not going to have to waste their time sifting through lots of different questions and options that just aren't relevant to them. That saves them time, it improves their experience, and as we saw from those statistics earlier, it's crucial that you provide this customized experience for your event attendees. When it comes to ticketing, as you would expect from a cutting edge system, you're in control of all the different aspects that you want to be. You can decide whether tax is being included in the ticket price or separate. You can include surcharges if you want to, and then you can create as many different ticket types as you need to. Again, making sure that it's nice and easy for the user. All the summary information for each ticket type that you've created exists here, so you can see the price, any capacity levels that you've set, when that ticket is going to be available, which attendee categories are going to be able to see and purchase that option, and if any particular discounts will apply as well. Using the system, you're able to then create a various different range of tickets. You've obviously got your main ticket types. You can then have function tickets. Maybe it's awards dinners or cocktail parties. You can have workshop tickets where people need to sign up for a particular session during the event. You can have external tour tickets that are taking part maybe sort of before or after the conference. Basically, any type of ticket that you want to create, you can create it within the evexus system to suit your needs. From a payment point of view, we support both card payments and invoicing payments. And from a payment gateway, we support a number of the major gateways already and can integrate with about another 90 or so as well. So pretty much whichever preferred gateway you use, we'll be able to support as well. And our team will be more than happy to help you set that up. As well as card payments, we can take invoice payments, and you can create your own customized invoices to ensure that your attendees can pay using invoice if they wish. It's also worth noting that we're able to handle multi-currency within the evexus system. So please do get in touch if there's a particular range of currencies in which you'd like to do your ticketing in, and I'm sure we'll be able to help you out. At any point, I can test exactly what the registration form and experience is going to look like. I just need to launch the event registration link, and then that will open up. I can start playing around and working my way through that registration experience, testing it out. And one of the crucial things as well is that this works perfectly on mobile devices of any size and will scale gracefully. As we can see here, it works perfectly on smaller devices. I can work my way through the registration and complete all of the purchase if I want to as well, sitting on my mobile phone. Within our customization sections, you can adapt the language that is used throughout the registration journey, changing all the different labels and page titles to suit your exact language and brand. And we also have an integration with booking.com, which means that you can provide your attendees with a customized accommodation booking experience. From a reporting and management point of view, you can manage all the different aspects within the evexus system. So from that management side, you can manage refunds, partial refunds, upgrades, upsells, all of those different elements within the evexus system. And from a reporting point of view, you can report upon any aspect of the registration module. So any of the questions that you asked, any of the ticket types, the attendee groups, anything of that kind of information that you've been gathering, you can then report on that and analyze it. Within the system, not only can you create custom reports, but you can also set up a subscription to the reports so that you can get emailed a regular update on progress on any of the individual items. So let's say you want to make sure that you and some of your team are getting daily updates on how registration is progressing. You can set that up in the system, and then automatically you'll get emailed the latest report on a daily basis, giving you insight into exactly what is taking place in your registration. I hope it's been interesting to have a little glimpse of the evexus registration module. Of course, we'd love to show you more, so please do get in touch. As a reminder, there are three key things that we really want to help with. One is to give you more time back in your day by making things quick and easy and allowing you to spend more time on those higher value activities. Secondly, we want to make sure that you're converting at a higher rate as possible and really driving up those registration numbers and the registration revenue. And then finally, we want to make sure that your attendee experience is of the highest possible standard from that very first moment that they start interacting with you. That's been registration with evexus. Thank you very much and look forward to speaking with you soon.